think the challenges I faced as an engineer were probably just the standard ones that we all faced. So at university, my degree had about 50 people at the start and I was the only girl, but I never particularly found that a problem, and if anything it was helpful because people remember your name because you're the one girl.
I think there are lots of challenges in any career, and the important thing is not to be held back by them, but I think the biggest challenge for me in the early days was being thought of as different. So many senses are thought of as different. I was saying earlier, walking into a lecture theatre and being the only girl, you look for somebody who's like you when you walk into any social situation. So the social anxiety about being different is the biggest challenge, I think. But of course that's getting a lot better now, and it's more common to have a lot more diversity in engineering. So I think it's really not such a problem anymore.
Yeah, I would say two types of challenges I encounter. One is internally, in terms of making myself more confident, believing in myself, and the second one is related to the difficulties that come with being a woman in science. Unfortunately, they're still there, and it takes some time to figure out how you want to navigate that world and be authentic to yourself.
I haven't encountered too many challenges along the way. I found the science and engineering communities to be really supportive groups of people. We work really well in teams, and that's always good. So when you do meet challenges, there's always people who can help you out in a technical sense, and I've really enjoyed those interactions with people.
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably the biggest challenges are mostly self-doubt. So feeling like I perhaps didn't have enough innate skill to be pursuing things that maybe were traditionally male, or I felt like you had to be a real genius at maths to be able to do it. And so it's really only with age and a bit of maturity that I've learned how to deal with that self-doubt and get over it.
I think challenge is maybe not the right word. Sometimes I wasn't fully sure which direction to go, and what I found very quickly that it's often you find something that really interests you, and that's always what I followed. And so I was always interested in water-related problems, and so I got into water engineering. So I would recommend always following your interests, really.
I think the biggest challenge has been internal. It's trying to keep going, trying to not get down. Science is an up and down career, and the ups are really great. The downs, the lows are really low. So it's really been having confidence in what I'm doing and getting excited about the type of questions I'm trying to answer.
I would say the biggest challenges have been out in the great outdoors, like all the field work I've been doing as part of my master's and PhD work. It gets grueling, and your equipment fails all the time, and you're in a pit of despair when something isn't working, but you just keep going and keep trying to fix things, and eventually it works out, and it always feels good at the end.
I think it's a really great time to be a woman in science. I have a lot of strong female colleagues. I have a lot of really great mentors and role models. I feel really fortunate to kind of be where I'm at. So all of those good things aside, there are still real challenges I think that we need to address about being a woman in science. The one that I've personally experienced is being a working mother. I think there are unnecessary roadblocks to being a successful woman in science and being a working mother in the United States.
One of the challenges faced was really with careers support at high school level, where as soon as you pronounced you were interested in science and mathematics, you were pigeonholed into the becoming a doctor, a biologist, or as further you could go would be a genetic engineer, always in the biology sciences area. So it did take me several months to get the courage to tell careers personnel and my father that what I really wanted to do was become an electronic engineer.
Trying to figure out research that felt like I was making a difference and was actually contributing to changes in improving the world, and figuring out methods that I really enjoyed doing in terms of data collection or data analysis, and finding a way to combine like the questions I was interested in with the methods that I wanted to use and being confident that I knew what I was talking about and really getting the skills to be able to do the things that I wanted to do in my research.